The New York Jets have signed offensive tackle Duane Brown to the team. What does this mean for the offensive line unit?
No huddle, Wilson end zone, caught, touchdown, Elijah Moore.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be talking about the offensive line unit and what the signing of Duane Brown means to this unit and how it affects it, and how I think Duane Brown isn't being signed for what everybody else thinks he's going to be signed. But before we hop into that, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Share the video with all of your friends and hit the notification button to be notified whenever I drop new videos. It really helps the channel. But that being said, let's hop right into today's video. Duane Brown has signed a 2-year extension with the New York Jets, which is a little bit surprising because I didn't expect 2 years, but I also think it's very telling because the big question around the possibility of signing Duane Brown was, okay, if you bring him in, what is he? Is he your starting left tackle and now you're moving George Fant to the right side? Is he your starting right tackle and he's playing a position he hasn't played in his entire career? Is he backing up George Fant? So does that mean that that Max Mitchell and Chuma Edoga are going to play on the right side? What does the signing of Duane Brown mean? And then we gave him the second year. And ultimately, what I believe is that Duane Brown has been signed to be George Fant insurance. We have another big man on our roster who got hurt and has a bum knee. And ultimately, Duane Brown is being brought in to back up George Fant. That's what I believe is happening here. That's what I think we're getting from this signing. I think this offensive coaching staff really believes in a player like Max Mitchell and or Chuma Edoga. I think they want one of those two guys to play at the right tackle position. And I think they want one of those two guys to get those reps. We needed to replace Connor McDermott. We knew that his level of production wasn't good enough. And Duane Brown, not only coming in, is he a perfect insurance for George Fant, a player that I fully expect not to get 17 games from this year. He's also insurance for George Fant if and we don't decide to extend him. Jets Talk 24/7, Ryan made a great point that Orlando Brown Jr. from Kansas City is going to be hitting the market next year. And I look at that as a massive upgrade to George Fant. And if George Fant is going to be asking for starting left tackle money, I might be more willing to pay a little bit more money to get a player that has a much, much, much higher ceiling than George Fant. And so signing Duane Brown to a 2-year extension gives us that flexibility and leverage on George Fant to be able to say, hey, we don't have to re-sign you because we have a player that we feel comfortable playing at left tackle in your stead, and then they can go out and throw the bag at a player like Orlando Brown. Also, and I know that this is way too early to talk about this, it gives us the ability to address left tackle in next year's draft as well. There's a couple of tackles that I'm really, really interested in following this year. The kid from Northwestern, the kid from Georgia, they seem to have really high upsides. And so there's a couple of guys that we can look at possibly getting in this year's draft to fill into that left tackle role. And by bringing in a Duane Brown, and I know that a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of this, and neither am I, it does give us the opportunity at least to evaluate Mekhi Becton one last shot, one last time, and still make sure that we have insurance there if that's the path that front office and coaching staff decided. I hope it isn't. I hope we kind of tell Mekhi Becton, like, hey, you've got to come back and you just got to win a job. And I hope that with the conversation that we're having is Orlando Brown is the new left tackle for the New York Jets, and Max Mitchell killed it last year at right tackle. If you want to play football on this team, you got to beat out both of those guys because right now they're the starters and you're the odd man out. Because I think it's too early to quit on Mekhi Becton, even though with the 2 season-ending injuries, it's hard to make a plan around him. So let me know what you guys think about this Duane Brown signing. I don't think it's the end-all, be-all, and I think it's a good signing. And ultimately, my hope is that he's the backup for George Fant and that we give Max Mitchell or Chuma Edoga a shot. They're both really, really young, and they're both have the potential of being NFL tackles. I really believe in Max Mitchell as being a really, really high upside right tackle player. And I'm going to be doing a video on Max Mitchell and why I believe in him. So keep your eyes open for that. It's probably coming this weekend after the Philadelphia preseason game. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. And last but not least, go Jets.